for senior golfers who don't have the mobility, say, of some of the tour players we talked about? Well, at my country club, I'm very blessed. I have 95-year-old students. I have at least a dozen 80-year-old students, and then I've got peewees that come see me, gentlemen and ladies after their work. So I have all age ranges. And almost every time, I love that question we just asked, because almost every time if a player comes in to see me, a senior might have a certificate to use. Hey, I just wanted to burn this certificate. I don't think you could really help me. And I'll say, well, this is a great start because I dressed nicely for you and I booked this room that we're going to have some time in. So let's start over. I think I can help you. You want more distance. You want to hit it as far as you did when you're in your 30s. And I say everything to them that I've heard 100 times. And plus at age 53, I can tell them things like this. I know how you feel, and I'm losing distance myself. So number one, this is not a sales pitch. Remember, I'm in a private country club. The room right next door is our fitting room. It's full of equipment. Number one, have golf equipment that fits you. Because gentlemen who've been playing golf up into their 70s and 80s haven't bought, most of them, ladies and gentlemen, haven't bought the best equipment for them. Because they think that they're not going to play their best. So they kind of get stuck in a rut of basically driving the same car, wearing the same clothes, and swinging the same clubs. But the truth is, equipment really matters. And for a player who has a slower swing speed, again, as long as I can have them find the center, I'm going to lighten their golf club shaft. And there are tons of equipment in the industry now for a senior citizen to find 45, even 35 gram shafts. So this feels light, this feels heavy, and on the launch monitor, bingo, launch monitor just showed an increase in ball speed because of corresponding club head speed because the club was lighter. So I would say first and foremost, equipment first. So evaluate the player's equipment, offer them an opportunity that, hey, try this club. You might not be in the market, but as soon as they get it, they're like, oh, that's pretty sweet. And again, back to the Champions Tour, the PGA Tour champions, they're all swinging lightweight clubs. They're all swinging oversized heads, all of which we could benefit from. But some players in this audience who are very, very good like the smaller club, so they can shape the ball. But the unilateral technology has wider sole, bigger head, straighter, higher launch, lower CG, center of gravity, better MOI, moment of inertia. And then as soon as you put something in the hand, oh, this feels pretty good. This is different than what I'm used to. And then I say this, well, I have this set right here. Aren't you playing tomorrow? Did I see your name on the tee sheet? Yeah. Well, why don't you take this? Oh, I couldn't. Yes, well, you could. Should you? I mean, why don't you try it? Take it out on the golf course. Bingo. Sometimes it's equipment. The other thing that I would say is maybe a player has immobility issues. So on my phone, I have about 20 of my friends who are all PT experts, physical therapists, trained and licensed. And I will connect them by email. I say, can I send you a contact for a person I think would really help you in the gym? And if that's something they might want to do, because maybe in their earlier years they played a lot of tennis, maybe they just need some stretching. I have a stretching book that I wrote and authored and published, and so sometimes stretching was helpful. So I love that question. We can always get better. Lessons, number one. Equipment updates, number two. Physical fitness, number three. But have a trainer that can guide players along, man. So what are maybe my top three things that I would tell a senior player? A senior player is almost always going to come to me like this. And I'm sorry, but this is the truth. Stance is what? Too narrow. Body posture is what? C-spine, straight back, or S-spine. Because, by the way, this is the high school golfer where you just took a lot of lessons. That's not very good. We want to be in straight back posture. So, number one, I will take a setup thought for my player who's a senior player. Widen the stance. Well, I was told if I narrow my stance that I could mobilize my hips. Like, well, that's not going to be. If you have a narrow stance and you try mobilizing your hips, you're going to lose your balance. So why don't we widen the stance? I'm glad you told me to widen my stance because it feels better. Good. Now, how's your lumbar spine? You got a lot of arthritis in there? Pelvis, sacrum joint, pretty tight? Lumbar, thoracic, cervical, right up to your skull. Yeah, I've got all that. Okay, don't try to do too much, but just put your bottom back like you're going to sit on that bar stool that you're headed to after this lesson. Wider stance, better posture. Oh, and by the way, reach for the ball. Well, every time I reach for it, I top it. That's because you're coming out of your shot. But I will coach, though, wider stance, better posture, distance from the ball so that they can chase it. Now, remember I said that. I want my elderly to chase it because most of the time they're doing what? Coming up out of the shot. So I want them to stay down, wider stance, pelvic tilt, and chase it. Let the arms swing away from the body. So those would probably be my top 3 things. I'm not going to give anybody more than 1 or 2 thoughts. I might talk a lot about stuff using technology and using some demonstration, but then I'm going to circle back and I always write my players' notes of things to think about. Only maybe 1 setup thought, then 1 swing thought. My lessons are 30 minutes, or you can book me for 60 minutes. We'll go out for a 2-hour playing lesson. We're going to talk a lot. I only want you to remember 1 setup thought and 1 swing thought. That gets me coming back too. Great questions.